Hello and welcome to Lot 49. Today we will be talking about libertarianism. The term libertarianism has been around since the start of the 19th century, where it first appeared in a letter written by Joseph de Jacques titled On the Human Being, Male and Female. In its early years, the term was used by people to identify themselves as either anarcho-communists or as members of labour movements. However, during the 20th century, economists like Murray Rothbard rebranded the term into its modern laissez-faire political and economic form. Today, the term libertarianism is commonly used to identify a political theory that holds that the role of government should be limited to ensuring the freedoms and rights of its population, and nothing more. Libertarians believe that they should be free to do as they please with themselves and their property so long as they don't harm anyone else or infringe upon their freedoms or their property. All libertarians believe in the freedoms of speech, association, assembly, worship, government by consent, and equality under the law. Libertarians also consider conscription as a form of slavery and war as murder. However, there is a divide between those that are more concerned with property and those that are more concerned with the effects of capitalism on society. Property-focused libertarians hold that all individuals have the right to claim ownership of all they have produced and found unused in nature. This gives them property rights over these objects, which they then have the right to exchange with other people, other pieces of property they own. The emphasis on absolute property rights means that this group considers taxation of any kind as theft, as the government is not considered a welcome participant in their transactions. This form of libertarianism is often supported by rich businessmen like the Koch brothers, in the hopes of swaying economic policy in favour of reduced taxes and financial regulations. This makes it easier for them to do business and increases their profits, while relying upon the idealistic nature of libertarianism to draw in fresh supporters. However, libertarianism's almost religious faith in free markets fails to recognise the damage done to the environment and the growth in poverty that are caused by a deregulation of the economy. Society-focused libertarians, on the other hand, focus on the problems caused by capitalism in society. They aim at resisting not just the unwanted intrusions of the state, but also of other organisations in society that have an interest in subordinating individuals or groups of people. Their preferred version of economics is pro-market, pro-entrepreneurship and pro-private property. But it is also opposed to state intervention, concentration of wealth in a relatively small number of hands, and the dominance of managers over the workforce and the capitalist class over society. They believe that society is dominated by inefficient hierarchical organisations that, if forced to compete in a genuinely free market manner, would be surpassed by smaller, flatter organisations, such as cooperatives and independent contracting. The success of inefficient top-heavy organisations is believed to be the result of state intervention in the form of legislation, making them artificially efficient and their flatter alternatives artificially inefficient. Unlike some brands of liberal politics, libertarians are opposed to war and interfering in the affairs of other nations. They also oppose state surveillance on the population and support freedom of speech. Unlike some other branches of liberalism, their politics to others are not branded with malicious intent or the desire to censor their freedom of speech. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos in the future and have a good day.